Hi everyone, this is Amy P from theleapinglamp.com, and today I'm doing a video review of the Lightning McQueen bike 16-inch size from Huffy. Let's go over some of the positives and negatives of this bike. I got this bike about 6.5 months ago for my son's 5th birthday, so I wanted to give enough time for it to get some wear and tear on it so we could really see the positives and negatives of this bike. First, let's go over some of the positives of this bike. Number one, the tires are really well done. They have not needed to have much inflation since we've bought the bike. Maybe only once we've had to kind of pump it up just a little bit. The chain guard works well. The chain has not come disconnected. And as you can see, the bike frame itself is sturdy. We haven't had anything bend on it. The brakes work well. We have the brakes are back brakes, and we also have a hand brake up at the top, which is good for beginning riders when they're just learning how to slow down and they don't want to stop suddenly from kicking backward. Unfortunately, this bike has a lot of disadvantages, and let's start with the seat. Come and take a look at the seat. My son had flipped this bike over on top of the seat on a black top, and he was playing with the pedals, making the wheels go around. But as you can see, the seat tore on the rough surface of the black top. The coating, the plastic sheet over this seat could be thicker. Now let's take a look at the bag here. Aiden had a couple of times kind of thrown this bike over onto the ground, and as a result, this little pouch bag had torn. I think that if the bag had like an extra reinforcement on the back, we wouldn't have the problem with tearing. Now, some of the biggest issues that I have. What do I need to keep in this bag? Besides Band-Aids and snacks, the one thing I needed to keep in this bag was a wrench. And that's because the pedals kept coming off. There have been several reviews on Amazon by other customers who have said that pedals have fallen off their bikes, and ours was no exception. So they're relatively easy to put back on, but the fact is that they came off several times. Now, another disadvantage, take a look at the training wheels that came. Okay, one looks pretty good. Look at the other one. The sticker has come off halfway, and it just looks really cheap. When we had these assembled onto the bike, oftentimes they would come loose and be wiggling and wobbling and not giving my child enough support. So again, I had to use the wrench and tighten up the bolt again and again to make sure that these training wheels would stay on. Lastly, the seat adjustment. You can adjust it up and down here. When we first got this bike, we had to raise it all the way to the top. Our son's kind of tall. And whenever he would sit on the seat, it would come down too far. So we would have to always readjust it, the height. We tightened on the other side. There's a little bolt on the other side here that you can use to tighten. And we were able to tighten that up to the point where when the seat was up at the correct height, we could adjust it and it would stay put. However, sometimes when this bike is thrown down onto the ground, the seat ends up turning like that. And it's kind of easy to turn. It's not as solid. So overall, I find that this bike is, it's okay. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5 stars. I would go for the BMX version of this bike. It's a bit more expensive, but I think it may be well worth the price. It has an average of 4 out of 5 stars. So I'd say skip it. Thanks.